for now. Um, but as Ezekiel and the Rejects made their way to their brand new positioning here in the Feywild, trying to take over a town that is maybe not super important in terms of what it can actually provide you. It is just important geographically. It is a fantastic jumping off point for a lot of the missions that are going to be run out of this small little town. Um, by the way, small in comparison to everywhere else you've been in the Feywild, which has been fairly massive. Um, as Ezekiel, the situation was fairly clear to you, but you're also the one in a suit of armor that equates to a tank. Um, and as all of these forces collided in the center of this town on your mark, um, I somehow failed to mention last time just really how many of your soldiers died, because it was a lot. Though, still able to hold the town with the number you have, after the um, hmm, bioraptors had attacked in their hive, there was a bit of panic, though we stuck it through, and in the end, with the help of Amara and the air support that was called in, the threat was dealt with. And as you all chilled out for just a little bit, kind of reaping your rewards after not dying in combat, which was so good, yet so scary and so real. As Ezekiel, you were taking a lot of this damage. Luckily, everyone kept putting out pretty consistent damage and were annoying to this hive mind. If that had not happened, I would not have been giving you 5 D10 around. I would have been giving you all of those groups of D10. So I think it would have gone somewhere in the realm of 20 to start and then drop down.
Oh,
Um, well, yeah. um, but seeing as though everyone stuck to their guns, kept their cool, even though there was a relative possibility I could have killed one of you, you all stuck it out. And as you all sat down and chilled, Hammerfell kind of let Amar go for a while. He usually has to be in charge of the platoon and usually has to tell you everything you have to do, Amara, which I'm sure you find absolutely pleasant all the time. Um, and as Hammerfell called you back, he looked at the group, introduced himself, but did not have the energy to listen to everyone else say their own names, so simply collected you and left. And as we start our new day here with you, Amara, again, we see kind of cresting over the mountain in which Silro is currently stationed in front of. The sun is rising to a fair bit above sunset, though the mountain blocks it for a lot of this valley. And Amara, you are informed by Hammerfell that morning. You guys are going to be taking down some, well, they aren't supply lines. They are supply vehicles, you've been told, that are coming in via the air, which is why you are being hired to help out with this one. Um, all you can tell is like they're either going to be zeppelins or maybe planes. Something is flying in with a heavy amount of cargo that is going to help out the Fae and therefore reduce a lot of your forces. Um, and the instruction past that is fairly unclear for you. Hammerfell tells you what he thinks you need to know, but is leaving out a piece of something. Though, luckily enough, you are being told you're running this in conjunction with the Eldon and Spicy team and what would appear to be the two-man team of Quintus and Henry Hammerfell, if you can call that a team. Um, And that morning, as you were kind of getting ready, you're waiting for everyone to gather here. you know, you are working with other teams, but you are also like launching the same time as Silro, Bodhi, and Cloak are launched upon the not the main base, but the base that is currently giving everyone the most trouble. I described it before. It looks like a mountain with a runway in the center where things are taking off from. This, of course, you guys not having a significant advantage in the air. The technology is helping, but, magical creatures that can fly are always going to outdo Bitfires that need fuel. And as you are getting ready, in this moment that Silro is getting ready for something arguably far more dangerous. And you don't know the plan. And I don't think, Amara, you could have inquired after the plan, but I think you very much trust who you are talking to, going back and forth. Ratatosker, HR, all of these people who are making these decisions are very smart. So you kind of like going like God. Um, as for you, Silro, um, you've had a break from the fighting. You had an entire day that was spent sitting around. Um, we will assume that there wasn't a lot of dialogue happening, as one of your main hobbies is looking at trees. Um, but in this day you had of respite, is there anything that would have come to your mind to do while you still got a chance to do something real fun here? Is there a particular activity that Sora would want to revisit?
Um, um, Where's the nearest library?
Yeah.
Shooting
What
range.
looks the most flammable?
Yeah, what looks the most
Probably the trees.
flammable? God.
The trees you're staring at look very flammable.
Hmm.
And as you think of flammable, you in fact actually see, oddly enough, Richie is carrying a gas can over
Oh my
to
god.
the over to what would look like the battlefield from yesterday.
Oh my god.
Do you want to follow Richie? He's
Yes.
carrying a gas can.
Yes.
Richie is inadvisably currently chain smoking cigarettes with an open gas can in his other hand, as he is just breathing them out, flicking them over his body and over the gas can onto the other side. But as he grabs another cigarette, Richie is alone for the first bit of this walk. He is walking slowly but surely back to the site of the battle yesterday. And partway into this walk, you can see someone walking the other direction. And it is clear from the first sight this has to be Bodhi, a towering, rotund figure who walks with usually a bit of and rhythm that has been taught over years of marching and other such kind of rhythmically based movement. You also know, or actually, you wouldn't know, but Bodhi's danced a little bit here and there. And it is one of his preferred pastimes. But you see what is usually a very big, fun guy who just loves having a party. It's not walking with a pet, but is walking with maybe a knowledge, a burden, a weight to his footsteps. And as he trudges up to Richie, you can tell in this moment, Silro, you are clearly spotted. I don't know if you were trying to hide your presence and follow Richie or anything. Richie himself is a very mysterious man, and would likely not want you following him in anything he's going to do. But you follow anyway, and Bodhi clearly spots you, doesn't say anything, turns to Richie as if nothing happened, continues talking and walking with him. And as they trudge further and further, there is a sense, Zoro, that whatever is being lit on fire, these men would usually have more fun with arson. They are regretful that they must set this fire. And as they trudge along, are you still going to follow them, even though what they're doing might not actually be that fun?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You follow them. Bodhi notices, but Richie appears wrapped up in something he's talking to Bodhi about. There is some heatedness in the conversation. Bodhi is clearly, in this current moment, trying to appeal to Richie in some way, and Richie is not having it. But eventually, their little bickering dies out as they stand in front of a large dirt trench. You don't have to look in it to see it because you smell it before you see what's inside. The smell of rot, decay, and death radiates from a mass grave. And as Richie looks at the gas can in his hands, looks regretful before walking on the side and pouring in the gasoline. The process takes a good 20 minutes or so, but eventually Richie is thoroughly soaked the floor underneath the bodies and gas. And as he sits on the edge of this mass grave with Bodhi, his mask is off, a cigarette in his mouth. You see, just tired, he takes the cigarette out of his mouth and throws it at the pile. You see it light, and you definitely smell it. It is putrid. And as Cloak and Bodhi sit there, nose blind to it, again, more depressing sense of these characters come to you. And the way Cloak and Bodhi spend their morning looks like they day drink over a mass grave of people that they killed or had ordered to run to their death. A sad morning. And as you look at that, fire has been so very fun for you in every single way ever since you first burnt down that library. But you see here it being used in still a maybe hurtful or destructive way. But at the same time, these are two men gaining closure over what happened yesterday by doing something possibly ill-advised, though not necessarily wrong. And takes a while, but eventually the fire dies out, and it does take hours to do so. But eventually, there are some shapes remaining that look like they were probably people. But all that's left are husks and soot. And as Richie sits there, ashing his cigarette into the pile of other ash, you just get the sense of two tired old men, though you look at a man in his late 20s and early 20s. Two tired old men who have seen far too much war. And I bet that's a great way to start your morning.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You take that in as much as you take that in and learn whatever lesson you want to learn from it. But the fact remains that they are just two people. And as these two people get up to go leave, you see Richie. It is a look you've seen before, and it was the look at the start of yesterday. And as that look is covered up by the mask that makes so much more sense. A mask with a sewn up mouth and bloody tears running from its eyes. The mask of a soldier. And as he trudges back along, the mask covering up his emotions, you can tell it's probably literally doing that as well. And as they begin to march toward you, do you stay there? Do you run away? Do you let them know that you have seen them commit this act? What do you do?
Oh, um, Jesus Christ. Um, I'll try to like leave just unnoticeably.
Yeah, you can. Richie would make it with disadvantage, but even then, he's a monk. He's got a pretty great score to perception. But I'll say he wouldn't notice you. He is wrapped up in himself, as Richie so often is. And as you run back to the unit, eventually, you get there good 10 minutes before them. They take their time on their walk. But you see, they enter. They are joking, talking like nothing has happened. In fact, when you come back to the camp, they are laughing about something. So you can't quite tell what they were talking about. A real difference from when the morning first started. And as the morning continues on, they stay the same. They are laughing, joking with each other, having fun as much as they can. But all the same, as some of your platoon, Zoro, are stationed on the hill to man these large ballista that may come very well handy in the valley. You are told that today you will be taking the valley that leads up to the mountain and the mountain itself. The valley has a few small farmhouses that were obviously in use before this kicked off. But other than that, there have been a few places set up. Some scouts have been moving out, picking small fights, and then moving back. But slowly but surely, some paths have been made in, and all you know is that after going through this valley, your goal is to get inside of the base in the mountain. They've told you it's a bunker sort of style thing. Clear it out, and once you get in there, figure out how the hive mind is working of these bioraptors, as they pose quite an immediate threat to all of your aerial forces that are going to be attacking today. And once you figure that out, destroy it. As you march Silro to your new location, are you marching with anyone? Are you sticking with the literal devils you know? Or are you Bodhi's and Oni? Or are you hanging back, considering you are learning so much more about these people than you thought you did, and you already thought you had them pretty figured out?
I'll stay up with them.
Hell yeah. As you kind of move up now, they're having some sort of odd moment. Richie is telling Bodhi something. And you only catch like the tail end of it. It was only 4 in 5 guys I know could have made or no, sorry, 4 in 5. 1 in 5. I did my math. I got my fraction confused. 1 in 5 men could have made the shot that I made. And there was a solemn moment, and you catch that little bit of what I said, yeah, a few sessions ago. Richie just simply says, funnily enough, It was all I was ever good at. Before you rush up onto his right. Zoro! Hey, pal. How you doing?
As good as I can be right now. What about you?
Um, looks at Bodhi. Yeah, no, we're old, not strong. We're all right.
Hmm.
As Richie obviously remembers something he did yesterday and how out of pocket it really was. Kind of sudden and weird. He recalls something, tries to think past it, but in that moment there is a lull in the conversation as Bodhi just kind of looks at Richie before. So, bro, you've talked to any of your friends out in any of the other platoons? You got that stone that goes to Eldon, no?
I haven't really reached out.
Well, trust me, try it. I bet, as he thinks for a moment. Well, actually, no, maybe not too Eldon and Spicy. No, you know what? I bet they are having fun. Um, as Bodhi clearly knows something about their orders that you don't. Um, he tries to think of a different topic, realize he has utterly blew it, and becomes quiet once more. As you walk for another 10 minutes, there is silence before Richie pipes up. Hey, Sora,
Yeah.
looks over at Bodhi. Bodhi recognizes the look, takes a step back to off pace himself with you guys as you now walk into a private conversation you didn't know you were going to have.
Oh, great.
Oh no, his biggest
Richie
fear,
just
alone conversation.
see Richie looks at you. I am sorry
What?
about yesterday. Why? He thinks. Well, first, I almost shot you. Well, yeah, I almost shot you.
But you didn't. So it's fine.
He, I don't know if that's the most healthy way of looking at it. Huh. As Richie catches himself saying that doesn't sound healthy. Huh.
Anything about me
Coming
seem
towards
healthy though?
Richie standing here giving life advice, a person who should not give life advice. See him just, huh? Yeah. I was irrationally angry at you for something that was not in your control, and I am sorry. I you know, when I joined, I was 16. Um, Obviously not the best head on my shoulders at the time, but I survived. And I don't want to, like many soldiers before me, succumb to the fact that I live. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I lived, but I knew a lot of people who were my age who joined for the same stupid reasons as I did, who didn't survive. And I suppose I got really used to people who join for the wrong reasons, for the glory, the idea of defending your country, even though I have the knowledge now that I know that's not what I'm doing. I looked at you and saw A young man who didn't know what he had gotten himself into, but I also recognized that you didn't want this. And I am very sorry because I almost said some things that I would really, really regret, Silro.
Man, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. It's fine.
He takes that for a moment. I get your meaning, Silro. I just also know that it's not fine. I'm not okay, kid, and I'm your age calling you kid.
Hmm.
I am fucked up. You see Richie get quiet and apprehensive. Look, you are a person who gets it. Who gets that things happen to a person and it doesn't just stunt their growth, but it changes who they are. A lot of these times, these things are bad. They can be good, but I know you know what it is like to experience one hell of a bad streak. So I know you know what I am saying is it is not my fault, but that is also not my excuse. I am sorry because I did it, and I'm not apologizing because of what I went through. I'm apologizing because of something I did. So, Silro, it is not fine, and I am sorry. He pats you on the shoulder and steps backwards once with Bodhi, just to let you process. And that's where we'll leave you for now. Just marching down to your next objective. Back to something more fun.
Right.
Yeet.
Okay. Really, really started off depressing. Okay, got it. Got it.
We move to something far more fun. Eldon Spicy, you have been relegated off of your previous team. Rat and the Boogeyman seem to have it for now. You guys are going to go up with Hammerfell and Amara to stop these supplies coming in, whatever they are. And as you are brought back to base camp, it is a odd feeling. You have been with a relatively small platoon, moving quickly and quietly through jungle space, trying to use the element of surprise to surprise and kill your enemy as quickly as possible. And you come back to home base and see just a gigantic, almost industry now that is churning out spell scrolls and is giving out brand new orders. There are maps everywhere. New soldiers are being brought in as we speak. And as you stand here in what is now a metropolis of wartime, it's a little overwhelming, just a little. And as you take it in, Eldon, marching up to you is a little squirrel with an eye patch, Ratatosker. You see, Ratatosker makes it just to you, Eldon. He somehow perfectly knows what way you need to level your head at him, so you're not craning your neck down to look at him. He has perfectly measured out the distance and is now standing a good, almost 10 feet away, so you don't have to look down at him. So he goes, "Hi there. I assume your mission's been going well. I've been getting a lot of good reports, so that's good.
Yep.
Only thing I really need you for today is you two are going to be well, kind of doing the same thing, except they're on awake targets now. Which I'm certain you'll feel better about, but yeah, come with me." As Ratatosker walks and talks for a moment, you see he goes up to a very large tent that looks somewhat like Willie's, though different. As he pushes it open, you can see a now official war room. Giant map on a giant table, a ton of people standing around it talking. As Ratatosker brings you guys over. Right. So, we know that for sure, you see, he looks around, and I didn't want to say this just in case it, ruffles some feathers. It is flying whales.
I'm sorry, flying
Um,
whales?
It is flying whales. That are going to be flying in these supplies. You see, he looks around. Now, we're not trying to be too shady with this, because we know what happens when we are shady with our soldiers. We get kicked in the ass by them. The supplies you are stealing, you're stealing food, and more specifically, we're stealing all but one shipment of food. T. Ratatosker looks regretful, and he knows he is doing something wrong as he continues to say the words. Basically, we know how selfish Fae are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the factions are going to war with each other on who gets to eat. And once they kill each other, you have a better shot at killing them.
Making the job easy.
What was that? I did not hear you. What? I
It
just want to
makes
make
our
sure
job
you.
easy.
It does. As Ratatosker nods his head, and Spicy, you say that, and Ratatosker immediately gets that one, you get it, it's bad, but he also gets that you are a criminal and are willing to do bad things. And as Ratatosker just kind of, right, yeah, it will make our job far easier. As for you, Eldon, look, I'm gonna level with you as the squirrel climbs up on the table to be like almost a little bit taller than you, then realizes and sits on the edge of the table, so he is your height. As he
So he's
looks you in
level
the
with me.
eyes.
Sorry.
He's level. Yeah, he finally gets on the level with you after a bit of adjustment. As he looks at you. Right, look, this is better than attacking it once it gets down to a village full of people. If you're apprehensive about killing the whale, I get it. You don't have to kill the whale if it makes you feel any better. You can just release the cargo that's on its belly.
I mean, it's just
good
a
to hear.
whale, right? It's not like code for anything. It's just a whale.
No, it's a whale.
Yeah,
Like
the
a
whale
whale.
doesn't deserve that. We'll leave the whale alone. We won't kill him.
He
Alright, you kill
looks
the whale.
over at Hammerfell, who is currently talking about lighting the whale on fire, and turns back to you. Yeah, so
I'm fine with the killing the whale.
I would prefer we
yeah.
get the whale alive. I like whales.
We'll try. Turns back to Hammerfell, who's now looking at the group. I'm sorry, we want the whale.
Dead.
We're not killing the whale?
I would prefer we keep it alive, but that's just the me thing. You can kill the whale. I don't care.
Hammerfell looks
But
over
the whale
at
hasn't done anything
Ratatosker.
wrong. It's just a whale.
No, that's fair. And in fact, thank you for thinking of the ecological impact. Actually, we recognize we are bad people, but we aren't monsters, and we would prefer to keep the whale alive. That means, do you guys want to do it the harder way?
Harder way's keeping it alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll preface that the harder way might not actually be that difficult for you, Spicy, or for you, Eldon. It requires infiltrating the cargo on its belly, which also happens to house a lot of enemy soldiers.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sneaky.
Yeah, you will then kill your way through them, take control of the thing, and release the cargo.
I am sneaky, though.
I mean, Eldon, I know you're not that sneaky. We could help with that for sure. As you are looking at currently everyone in Central, Eldon, and realize you being that sneaky is not nearly good enough an excuse to get these guys to back down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Um,
wasn't saying we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I'm not sneaky.
Oh yeah, no. But it looks like you're getting the I don't care, go in anyway kind of treatment. As Hammerfell looks at everyone. Now, I will say, the good part about that plan is we get to keep the whales. Which Hammerfell now looks at you, Spicy. Which we would put back in the ocean and help and totally not crash into enemy bastions as a battering ram.
You're not very convincing.
You're not.
No, I know. We will save one whale, and that is what we will do.
Yay.
They're not an endangered species anyways, as Ratatoskr furrows his brow and looks at Hammerfell. Huh. Anyway, don't listen to him. We will save, Hammerfell, all of the whales we can save, as they are most certainly an endangered species. And I, in fact, actually would like to keep these whales as part of my menagerie. Hammerfell looks over. You have a fucking menagerie. What, are you just learning something about the squirrel now? Yeah, I have a menagerie. You're a fucking squirrel who owns a zoo. Doesn't that seem a bit, weird? Well, I'm a talking squirrel who owns a zoo, who is also thinking 10 times the level of all the other squirrels in the fucking zoo. So yes, I think I'm just fine. Okay. As Ratatoskr and Hammerfell, one is clearly a career criminal and the other is clearly like an activist for animals' rights and is like a very nice squirrel, and the other is a hardened criminal who does not care about life. And as they have that little back and forth, Eldon and Spicy, you now see waltzing in Amara. You've finally been called into the big room as they have some semblance of a plan, and see Eldon and Spicy are chilling there.
Oh my god! I haven't seen them since, right? I thought they were dead.
Wow.
I'm gonna go hug them.
Thank you
Possibly
for the vote of
hoping.
confidence.
I'm
What?
gonna go hug them both.
I hug back.
You run
Yeah,
up,
I hug back.
slightly lift Eldon off of the ground so you can get an arm
Okay.
around Spicy fully. Spicy is a tall dragon and you are a
He
short
is.
man. There is no way to get around it.
My favorite gay couple.
It works. You could both be sitting and be fine. But we are standing though. Oh well.
And as you enter, Ratatoskr goes, Amara, just the one we were waiting for. All right. So, I know I didn't tell you a lot about what's happening. I thought you maybe would feel bad, but now that we have a new plan, this will go great. The supply ships are sky whales. So I let you know that. If you have any questions on what a sky whale is, imagine a whale, but with wings.
Oh, okay.
I thought they just
And
used
there
magic.
is-
I thought they were just. I was just imagining
Yeah,
a normal whale that used magic to float.
What kind of
Isn't
wings?
that crazy? They have really big wings. And actually covered in feathers. It's a weird thing. hope they're natural and the Fae didn't just create those hundreds of years ago without my knowledge. As Ratatosker thinks about something and gets deeply concerned before forgetting it. Right, anyway, so our original plan, Amara, was to head the Spitfires, dump their gas tanks over the whale, and just let you do your thing. Though it would seem that, like myself, and I told you there would be others like me, Hammerfell. Pussies. What? I didn't say anything.
I would
Where's my
never
Tusker?
participate in that.
You gasped with excitement when they said do your thing.
It was a gasp of shock and fear and disgust.
And his
Do your
Ratatosker
thing,
turns back.
Fireball.
Anyway, so now that we're not lighting the whales on fire, we thought, fantastic idea. We will just send you and Hammerfell into one plane, and then we're going to get. Well, speaking, where the hell are? As we cut to Quintus Demetrian is bashing a dude's face in with the butt of an empty N1 Garand. Henry Hammerfell is back to back with him, firing off a Mauser into a crowd of people. Before eventually it cuts for about 5 minutes, and we see them each covered head to toe in blood, sitting on a pile of bodies, each with their own guy on top who they are sitting on. Yeah, and so remind me to something, Henry. Yes, Quintus, what? Well, you chose me for this. Was it because I was likely gonna fucking die while doing it? Or was that just, a plus? Well, actually, Quintus, the whole reason I brought you. No, I can't think of anything. I'm gonna be honest, you're a cunt. Oh. Oh, great. Good. Good. It's only, my men who are dying for you. Everyone wearing my colors who are going up in the battle are fucking dying for you. So yeah, go fuck yourself, you raccoon piece of shit.
Isn't he a dude again?
Henry does immediately turn around. I am a guy. Everyone calls me I am a guy. Spiritually, you're a raccoon. What does that mean? Spiritually, I know I'm a raccoon. And as Henry is currently gripping Quintus by the purple tie, we see them teleported into the war room, standing on top of the table. Henry with a gun about to draw on Quintus. Quintus pulling a knife towards Henry as they both. Hi. What?
You guys look like you're having a fun time.
I don't know why. He's a piece of shit, but then when he's not, he's a good I hate him. As Henry just steps off the table, cursing Quintus as Quintus. And you are a career fucking criminal who is what? Up on your high horse judging me for doing what I do? Yeah, well, at least when I'm a criminal, I'm not a dick. And I just, rob institutions. You, on the other hand, they are about to get into another spat as Ratatosker. Now, hang on. Can we both recognize that, you're both at least now under the same mentorship as this asshole, as he points at Hammerfell. Hammerfell, okay, now, see, I'm the asshole because I want to do so. The war room is becoming hell, as very quickly you get the sense of 4 people who, for some reason, only like one other person there. Hammerfell really likes Henry. Quintus quite likes Ratatosker. But oddly enough, when all 4 are in the mix, it is oil and water. They hate each other. And as you watch a room full of men bicker amongst themselves, eventually,
Did we do
Ratatosker just
something?
goes. Eldon, you are not met with an answer as spicy. I'm assuming you're loving this too much.
It's quite enjoyable. Yes.
As eventually Ratatoskr. All right. I get the sense that if one of us starts talking without the other's input, it's going to lead to insulting the other, and that's just going to lead to this happening again. So, before the next person speaks, please just make it about the mission, and then I think we're golden. Because this right now is a vicious fucking cycle. And as Quintus. Oh, that's fair. Okay. Raccoon bitch? What? And Henry walks back over. Oh, he couldn't help himself, could he? Now, you see, this is why. Ratatoskr again. All right. No. Okay. I will speak, and I will be the only one speaking from now on. Right? Okay. Ooh. Like I said, Quintus and Henry will be on a team who will, like you and Spicy Eldon, and like you and Amara Hammerfell, are going to capture this place by yourselves in whatever manner you prefer. Then you will simply go up to the controls and detach the cargo. You will then go back to your respective planes and go back to your respective jobs once the war is done, and we can never see each other again. As Quintus, Henry, and Hammerfell, who are not in the same, like, gang, but do often run as one group, look at each other. Yeah, never have to see each other again. Huh.
Good luck in
As
the
they
death.
all they all kind of awkwardly look at each other before Henry. Right. So, has anyone seen Ezekiel? How's my suit of armor doing?
I think
Don't
it was
have a-
fine.
Oh, you went and saw him.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds, and there were a bunch of weird people over there.
Weird people.
Weird
Yeah, they
people.
were weird.
How so?
Odd.
Quintus.
Probably
Alright.
because they don't
Okay,
die.
hang on. Quintus pipes up. You're calling another group odd?
I'm not very weird.
I just like turn and look up at her and like, really.
What? I feel quite normal.
I'm just gonna look back at Quintus and then just kind of do this.
Hey!
On the side where
Whoa!
Amara can't see.
Yeah.
Is Quintus just, I don't know you, Amara, but for some reason I feel like we wouldn't get along.
You don't look like you get along with most people, as that has just been shown.
I get along fine with. Fuck. As he turns around, trying to think of someone. Nope. As Quintus just kind of turns out to go wash himself of all of the blood. You can see Henry just standing there. In reality, I really can stomach him. I think it's just, we're in war, and that is not where I expected to spend most of my time with him. Although I will
didn't
say,
expect to spend any time in war, so.
oh, yeah. I would say sorry, but it's also, not my fault. Is it? Kinda. Either way, I think we are all tense and could use a moment to have a shower for me, as he just looks down covered in viscera. And for the rest of you, I don't know, do whatever you want. Before he turns around and leaves. You all have just like a little moment here to chill out, talk to one another. do whatever you're gonna do. This is again that little 10-minute grace period I'm giving y'all before you go off on another mission to do what you're gonna do. So what are you gonna do?
I finished my gun.
Oh,
Oh wow, that's sick.
It like does the thing and everything. Trigger. Done.
That's cool.
hell yeah!
I will be bringing this out randomly. I can even do the like thingy where it like shoots up. I'm very happy. I don't need to find something to put it. I'll live at my desk.
Needs to like a lot of those things come with a stand. I'm surprised that one didn't.
Nah. Someone breaks into my house. I just pull this out. I'm like, hasta la vista, baby.
Honestly, the
Fuck.
silhouette looks kind of threatening. I bet it could work, maybe.
Maybe.
I make my room
It's a
dark.
chance for sure.
I make my room dark enough that this is all you see, and I'm like,
That is an oddly small shotgun, but still terrifying.
that's not relevant to me.
Okay. Eldon, Amara, Spicy, what are you guys doing? For Eldon, Spicy, you guys have not had a while to like chill out in a sec. It has been moving, or your chill out time has been after you have just done something atrocious, so it doesn't feel that chill. But here, like, you are starting a fresh day without murder, and it feels quite good.
I'm gonna attach a piece of sheet metal to my broom so I can lay down on it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll say just with a bit of magic and maybe some super glue, you get a piece of sheet metal that basically works out. It won't like stand up to you like firing a gun off of it, this little platform, but it does work for you just laying down on it.
Yeah, I was just doing it to lay down on it right now.
Hell yeah. As Eldon, you kind of chill, like, how far off the ground would you hover for this? Would you
Only
hover
like 5 feet.
only 5 feet? Okay. As you are like, you still want to be in the space with people, but aren't like 30 feet above everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You laying down, Spicy. I'm assuming you're chilling with him as you know him. But what are you doing while the time ticks down?
More Peni.
My
Hell
god. Oh
yeah.
my god.
You
I think he
get
has a
down to carving.
Session.
It's a profession, actually.
Oh my bad.
Wrong action.
Is Amara, how did your mission end up going? I mean, you're clearly fine. So
Lots of fire. It was quite chill.
ah,
I almost died, but that's okay. I don't blame him.
oh, okay.
So, can I get another Peni for my other horn? I just kind of want to even it out.
Dude, and you're wondering why Quintus looked at you and said, "Why are you calling other people crazy when you have a dick hanging off your horn?"
What? It's cute.
I'm gonna just say, Quintus is the most put together, normal fucking person here. He just is a dick, and that's all that's different. As for as for you three, it takes a while, but eventually there is like a sense of almost getting ready to go. But before then, someone else who is chilling in the back line, currently having a good conversation with Valeth again, you two becoming quite close. Athena, you see all of your
Yeah.
friends are at home base for once. Or at least most of them.
Oh my glab.
You assumedly rush up to them, say hi, and you in fact were just
Oh, my AirPod died. You were just engaged in conversation with Phaleth.
Right. Probably
Fire.
talk about girly things. Sorry to assume.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, I was fixing my headphones. There we go. As for you, Valeth, you see Athena run off and join another like odd group of people for that little moment. Makes you think of, for some reason, you have this connection with this group of people. And as Quintus walks past you, a man you have never met in your life, you recognize this guy to be the guy who is supplying all of your soldiers. And as you turn around to look at him, he is walking into the medical tent. As he kind of passes you, you are, of course, one of the heads here with medicine, with triage. You are just trying to help as many wounded as possible. And freakily enough, you see the leader of all of the men you've been treating and recognize him for some weird reason. And you can't help it. For some reason, there is a weird feeling when you see him of like, I just know I don't like him that much. I know he's like a fine person, but like, why do I already feel like I'm not going to like him upon contact? But as he goes into the medical tent, you can see him walk around for a moment before it looks like finding a specific soldier, sitting down and talking to him. If you want, you can get closer and try and hear the conversation if you were curious, or you can just let it go.
Yes, I want to try.
Okay, go ahead and give me perception as you move a little closer.
Oh crap. I didn't get my dice. Hold on. Oh, not 20.
Natural
Nice.
20. Very good. As Quintus kind of moves in and sits down. Hey, how you doing, Paul? He looks at Paul, who he's talking to. Paul, came in with a few missing bits of his sternum, though he managed to heal those back up. He's looking far better, but he's just on a little bit of bed rest. You got to him fairly late, though you were still able to save his life. So what care they giving you in here? I can't imagine it's anything 5-star. Oh, come on now. It's fine. Oh, we got this this real nice pretty lady who comes around, makes sure we're all okay. Oh, well, at least you got that, pal. How how are things back there? You're the only one with the communicator back home. Oh, they're fine. He looks around. Gonna make a roll for it. See Valeth, he spots you, stops talking as he looks over to Quintus. Quintus looks at Paul, looks over to you. Oh, hi. Sorry, we haven't met. Quintus Demetrian. Good to meet you. You must be, sorry, Valeth? I knew
Yeah.
it started with a V. Hi. He walks over to you to shake your hand. Do you, do you, for any reason, not accept his handshake?
No, I shake his hand.
You shake his hand. Thank you. Take good care of my guys. Apparently they all have fantastic things to say about you, though they're mostly about how pretty you are. Forgive them for that. They are beside themselves, I think. Not only are you saving their lives, but you might be the first drow a lot of them have ever seen in their lives, so please give them pause. I'm sorry if they've offended you.
No, none of them have.
Oh, thank you. I have been told a small bit of what you're doing here. I don't know. Thank you, I suppose. I think you, judging by what I'm told your role is, which is a god's secretary, I imagine you're gonna get overlooked in a lot of this. So, from one of the little guys out here, thank you for caring.
God's
Thank
secretary.
you. I don't hate you.
And oh, mine would okay.
No
Um,
prior context.
and as you all find out, when in a normal context, Quintus is a perfectly polite and kind person. It just happens that he was hanging out with frogs who threatened to eat his tongue all the time. That he was a little agitated 24/7.
That's crazy.
But now that he has calmed down and is actually having a conversation with someone who is helping him, he seems to actually just be very nice. And as you uncover a layer of a character you didn't think you would uncover, Quintus excuses himself. In fact, apologizes greatly for not washing his hand. You got blood on it, but it's nothing new for you. And as he steps back and walks away, you can see he goes back to talking with Paul. Would you like to leave them to it? They're clearly not
Yeah.
going to start their real conversation with you around, but you can also hide away.
No, I'm not gonna snoop.
Okay. As you walk back out of the medical tent, you can now see Henry Hammerfell. You've met a few times. Though the few times you have met him, he was apparently on some personality ego altering drugs in order to think in a different dimension. So probably not the greatest first impression. And as he is kind of outside clearing his face in some of the water, he looks over at you. Were you going to use this? I am so sorry.
No?
Okay. Do you know if someone was going to drink this water? Because now there is blood in it, and they might not want to.
Surely we can find more water.
Sorry. I am rattled. I have been dealing with, a narcissist all morning, and
You're
has
the
not been
raccoon,
fun.
right?
I am the former raccoon, yeah. Hi, Henry.
You
That's
are the
cool.
raccoon, right?
Thank you. I attribute it to a very sad time in my life, but
Oh.
if it is cute for everyone else, that is a upside that I never thought of.
You're that inventor, the really smart guy. No, hey, you're
Not
the
the
guy
absolute genius.
you're the guy who used to be a raccoon.
You're the raccoon.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Um,
man.
man, were you gonna call me Raccoon Man and then thought better of it?
No, you said you didn't like that, so I'm calling you what you are. You're man.
Man, man.
Second man, no, you know what? I'm gonna take it. Thank you. Yes, I am a human man, and I'm grateful to be that again. So thank you. Um, God. Well, I'm sorry for fucking up this pail of water that might have been used. I am going to go prepare to continue dealing with a man who I can only describe as the smell of gasoline. I suppose some people might like him, but most people have a aversion to him, we'll call it.
Hmm.
I am gonna go now, as he says that, and he is on the portion of just like aversion to him as Quintus steps out of the tent. Hears aversion to him, looks at Henry Hammerfell, who looks back at him. "Hmm, No, no, just no. That's fine. If it is behind my back, first off, fuck you too. Second off, whatever. Keep talking shit. Fucking raccoon. As Henry, don't
He
call
doesn't
me
like
a
being
raccoon.
called that. He's a man.
A man? That
He's
okay?
mad,
Now it
man.
sounds like you're mocking him.
I don't mean to mock.
As Valeth, you say something to Quintus, who you are helping him greatly and being very kind towards him, so he holds his tongue and looks at Henry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kill you. I am sorry. As Henry looks at him, don't be. Great acceptance, Henry. Okay, see you later. He pats him on the shoulder and walks away.
I love making friends.
Henry, on that note, turns around and begins to get ready. Yeah. For this last little bit, Athena, you are conversating with your friends, having a great time. And there's not much left to do but get into it. So, Amara, you know you will be on Hammerfell's plane, same setup you've been doing. Eldon, what you are going to fly with Clover, Spicy. You're going to fly with Jimmy. They will drop you off at the correct one. They know which one you're going for. And then basically Clover and Jimmy are going to use some form of technology to keep all three planes in the air at the same time. As Hammerfell now has to go in with Amara rather than just letting her light the whale on fire. Now has to abandon his plane and go in. He is apprehensive, though I guess eventually has to come around to the idea, and so does. And as you are all about to get off into the air, it's a joint mission, though you won't be able to talk to each other during it. So anything you want to say to each other, you better say now. As Hammerfell is taking a slower time on purpose to get this plane up and moving, as Amara, Spicy, Eldon, Athena, you all stand in circle there.
Group hug.
Yes.
Group hug.
You all group hug it out. Spicy, in that time, I'll say you could have made one extra penis to hang from Amara's horn if she wants it. Oh my gosh. You hand it off to her. And as you all get into your respective planes, Athena, you staying behind.
Oh,
Okay.
I do have a bit of FOMO now.
Homo from war.
I want to go in the plane and go vroom.
As the
Fine.
planes
Okay.
take off. As the planes take
Let's see
off.
how it is.
Right, Oscar, it perfectly would absolutely teleport you into somewhere, wherever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a free range to go wherever you want from Ratatoskr. As these planes take up and off, it's going to take about 30-40 minutes almost to like get within a few miles of your target, and even longer of like flying near-ish your target to get the go-ahead to go. And as you guys sit there circling for a while, okay, the way we're gonna do this is both Silroad's and Amara's and now Eldon Spicy's missions are happening at the same time. I'm going to run one first, and then we will run the second. Basically, because Mika, you didn't get to do a whole lot last time. We're gonna run yours first, even though it is kind of dependent on yours age. We'll worry about that later.
I don't mind going
now.
after if it makes more
No,
sense
no,
for
no.
me to go later.
No, it really is fine. Plus, this is a very fun mission to do, and is not as likely to kill anyone. As for Silro, we will get into yours. It'll be done the same way as the other one, which I know is kind of boring for everyone else. So we'll just run that if we got enough time. Okay, let's get into it. You guys are given the go-ahead to go ahead and start the attack. You can see now that 3 gigantic blue whales soar through the air on what look like almost gigantic angel wings, though you recognize these to be more like seagull or other sort of coast-dwelling bird type wings, these large white wings that beat through the air as they carry what looks like a ton of coral reef and barnacles and stuff that is the structure hanging off of its stomach. You can see it is semi-fused to its skin, though the parts that are fused to its skin look like connectors to the rest of it that is like hanging from its stomach. It is almost like a zeppelin with the bottom half, except the bottom half is attached to a whale. And as you all fly in, okay, these are going to be basically to start each of you out. Hold on, Spicy. I'm going to make 2 fly checks for you guys just to see how quietly you guys can be dropped off. You're going to stay out of sight. It's like been very pre-planned, the route, so they know you're not going to get spotted. It is, the fact that a plane is landing on a whale, which is the loud part. All right. First will be Clover's. Very good. Next will be Jimmy's. Not as good, but is helped a little bit by Clover's. As for Amara and Hammerfell is flying the plane himself. Good. And then Quintus and Henry are teleporting in, so they don't have to worry about that. They're also one of the quieter groups, both being rogues. Both are very likely to succeed. Okay. Eldon, you are dropped on the back of a blue whale. It is slippery and weird as you kind of hit this thing's flesh, and it feels almost like a mattress that is squished in with every step, but it is still very resistant. And then Spicy, as you land after Eldon, Spicy, you would equate it to standing and jumping on a waterbed, which both of you are old enough and have had enough experience to do, but Spicy, you did it relatively later than Eldon, or as of late, I suppose, recently. That's what I'm looking for. But Eldon, you land on this thing. It jiggles as you have to catch yourself with it. Go ahead and it's not going to be too bad if you roll low, but just go ahead and give me general dexterity to, like, balance yourself on this thing. Josiah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling. That's not great. Just general dexterity.
Just general dex.
6.
Okay. You are having a hard time. It is like when a dog is trying to stand on the floor of a moving car. It just can't do it. And it is like moving every which way, trying to get its balance. Eldon, you are like just barely standing up. Spicy, you don't have to roll because if I asked you for like dex or acrobatics, I know you would crush it. So you just stand there, kind of perfectly poised as Eldon. You just stand up.
Can I use my
And it
broom
is-
as a walking stick to try and
It
help
will
you?
actually help you a lot, yeah. As you plant it down, you get yourself up and kind of like Gandalf style, 2 hands on it, rest on it as you look over your situation. You guys have been given a basic
This
diagram
makes
of
me
this
look even
place.
so old.
You guys know that it is one or two kind of long hallways to either side, which then lead to doors which go to different areas. The first one on your right, all of these are going to be on your right, but the first one on your right, kitchen, and kind of like both the fancy and the mass kitchen. So the kitchen they cook for all like the regular soldiers, and then the fancier kitchen that they cook for the higher level soldiers on this place. Looks like they're in the same spot. Um, as for supplies, that looks like it is one of the last doors you go to. The door you are looking for with supply is the second to last on your right. First one's kitchens. Second on that level, for just past the kitchens, is going to be quarters. This is where a lot of people are sleeping. Then it's going to, oddly enough, be the like social space. It doesn't have a particular name. It's often called the foyer, the ballroom, the whatever. There's usually a foyer that leads into a ballroom on a really fancy place, but here it just has to all be one thing. And you see this is kind of just like a fairly open little circular space in the center here that looks like it's meant for drinking, talking, when all of the soldiers have like a formal or something can get together. And then you guys know in total there is about 15 soldiers to man this thing, and about 5 higher level soldiers slash engineers to tell these soldiers how to run this thing. So 20 people in total, 5 important, 15 grunts.
Okay. So we take out the
Um,
5 important people.
and then after the little social room comes the pies, second to last. And then the last one, it was just said you should not go in there. They didn't
Okay.
know what it was. They didn't get any information on it. All they know is that if it's not pertinent to the mission, just don't go in there.
Okay. And the cargo's on the underside of them? You said?
Yes, the underside. You are on its back, but they also know you have a flying broom. But they like trust you to enter and take this place from whichever way you want to. They
Okay.
are like giving you the freedom to act on your own orders here.
Okay. Alright. Alright, Spicy, how are we doing this?
That is a lovely question.
We're on top of a whale right now. We need to get inside.
I mean, I don't really know how to get inside. There's probably like holy fuck. There's probably a nice little entrance we can take on like the upper. We can,
The upper.
the upper, the roof. That's worse. The roof or like the windows towards the top or something. I don't know. Probably be the easiest, sneakiest way.
Alright. I'm just gonna. Can I make a? Would it be perception or investigation to look
Yeah.
what would look like
Perception
the
or
quietest way
investigation
in?
to figure out, yeah. Quietest way.
I shall also get
Um,
the same thing, I'm assuming.
I got a 17 for investigation.
I got a 2.
Okay. Eldon, as you take your broom, it's hard to keep pace with this thing. You find you're like going at max speed while still trying to move strategically is like really weird and hard. But eventually you kind of figure out how you're supposed to go. It looks like there are the like 6 connectors fused to its belly. Hanging from this are the chains. And then you can see like the good bit of space between its belly and the roof. On the roof, it looks like whatever kind of like service hatch is there is smack dab in the center. You can also see this thing is covered in windows. And in fact, as you make your approach, you see everyone can see out of every angle of this thing all the time. And that is like the point of it. But there are no windows on the roof or skylights. As you set down, I'm assuming, with Spicy in tow. Go ahead and give me general stealth to not be spotted as you check out and land on this thing.
All right.
Both of us,
This is
or-
gonna go poorly.
Both of you, yeah.
So that was my assumption,
Great.
but-
11.
11.
25.
Oh, yeah. Spicy, you kind of slowly but surely itch your way, like literally inch by inch. It is so mind-numbingly painful for you. But you realize stepping on all of this coral, it is uneven. Pieces of it are brittle. Not anything structurally important, but the pieces that are brittle are snapping and breaking. As Eldon, you are expecting just like an uneven but like still solid surface. As you step over and crack over a ton of pieces. Spicy, you grab him, and for a moment you hear people moving below you, even though the wind is blowing so loud. Eldon, you got a good enough investigation to notice that people were just below you. And as they move away, as you kind of take the second to recon and move quietly, Spicy, you eventually get to the latch. Of course, it is locked from the outside. You can give me your thieves tool check, though.
Okay. Cute. $26.
Hell yeah. You move towards the lock. It looks pretty heavy duty, and it takes you a second, but eventually you crack it open. The door has the ability to be opened. Would you like to go ahead and open it? Would you like to peek through? What would you like to do?
I'll peek through.
Okay, go ahead and give me perception and then stealth, so no one sees your face go through the hole.
Perception's not 20, and stealth
Hell yeah.
is a 18.
Okay. You poke your head on through. You see just ahead of you no soldiers, but as you look kind of down and in to who just passed, you can see two guards currently on patrol. One would appear to be like a smaller looking like honey badger type creature that obviously stands on two legs, who is currently holding like this large, heavy looking cleaver slash axe. And then you see who would appear to be a rather tall and skinny looking elf, who are just talking, though, as you notice them. So you surmise there has to be more guards on patrol. You don't know the pattern, but you're good at hiding, so maybe you can just improvise it. But currently, after they pass a corner, the hallway is clear to move.
Okay.
Okay. Spicy, I assume you go first, though tell me if you don't.
I will.
Okay. You undo the latch, open it before slipping inside. Eldon, you do the same. Spicy, we'll keep your roll of an 18. Eldon, you just go ahead and roll me a new one.
Was this just stealth again, or?
Just stealth.
Okay. Oh, that's much better. 19.
Hell yeah. As Eldon, you using the broom to minimize the impact, you float down as you continue on it so you don't make any footsteps. Spicy, you simply don't make footsteps. As you pass through the hallway, you can see the row of doors. though you can hear a lot of activity coming from like each one. Looks like the kitchen's really busy right now, and looks like the social room's really busy right now.
Hmm. Right. So how do you think? How do we get past Spicy? I could like, and I could turn invisible, but
Oh, you could just like do that. I'm the darkness, but
I am the darkness.
Marlon.
Because we have to get through the this room, right? To get to.
Yeah. So basically, the way the doors work, first one goes to the kitchen,
Mhm.
then it goes to the social room, where from there there's another door that leads into storage, to the actual
Okay.
cargo. But this
Okay.
is the social room's like the main hub, essentially.
So we need to get through here, and then we'll be in the storage. Or is...
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, if you think you can get through just in the darkness, I can get. I can try and get to the other side invisibly.
I think that works probably.
All right. I'm gonna put the broom in the bag first.
Oh yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to go first? Spicy, you are very good sneaking, but you know, Eldon can turn full invisible, so options.
It really doesn't matter. I guess I'll go first.
Okay. Spicy, you move on over to the door that opens up to the social foyer.
Do you need like stuff or something or no?
Yeah, just to move down the hallway, though it's really not a hard DC.
It's my assumption. 28.
Hell yeah. You deftly and slowly but surely move your way over to the door. You are now standing out front of it. Would you like to listen to it? Just crack it open? What do you want to do?
Just listen for a second.
All right, go ahead and give me perception for listening.
What the hell's my first option? 2.
2? Okay. You listen in. It's a lot of voices, and none in particular are sticking out to you. You just get the sense that there are a fair few people in the room.
Okay.
The door isn't locked. How would you like to proceed?
There's a lot of people in there.
All right. You think you can get past still? Or do you need me to create a distraction?
It depends on how dark it is.
I can create a distraction.
Well, I don't know how dark it is. Harry, how dark is it? Can I see you in the doorway?
As you turn to the DM, you look underneath the door to see the lights are on in there, wherever it is.
It lacks darkness.
Right. I could use like a major image and I could conjure a loud boom like somewhere to make it look, and they could like, you could try and hide while they run past out, maybe? I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of right now to try and get them out of there. Or, guns blazing.
Okay, hear me out. You major illusion the boom, or like a roar or something, and then I make a little cat in the corner, and they all go over to the cat.
Wait, you can make a cat?
Minor illusion.
Oh, I forgot you. I didn't even realize you had that.
Remember the fishing?
Oh, that's right.
I like how that's how we know my minor illusion.
Yup.
Yeah.
I definitely have a style. Anyways,
Uses magic to go fishing.
do we want to make a scary cat?
Yeah, sure. I could also just do both of that with the major image if you wanted.
Oh, does major do both?
I can, yeah.
Okay, minor I had to pick one or the other, so that's what I assumed it was. You can just do major then.
All right.
You can do like whatever though. It doesn't actually have to be like a cat. Then I just
I
thought
know. I'm trying to think of. Harry, if I do a major illusion of a boom or major image of a boom, like a loud booming sound,
Yeah.
can I also make it look like there's a hole in the side of the whale?
Um. Hmm.
Or does major
Uh,
image have because
you
major image has to stay in like
major
one place,
image,
right?
yeah, and
We're moving.
yes, that
So
would work for a moment, but you also recognize that the whale would need to be in pain for that to really sell.
yeah.
But you do know that whatever this thing is, maybe it's carrying something flammable. And there are pieces to this that are certainly mechanical that are like holding the chains up. It's not unreasonable to think there could be a boom and then a fire somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna move a little bit down the hall and do that, then make it like a boom and like a fire.
Hell yeah. Um, I'll actually ask, because you kind of have all these doors in front of you, where do you want the boom and the fire to come from?
Do any of these doors look like they might hold some sort of like more machinery or something like more complicated machinery
The very last one does.
than there?
Okay. Um, you move up to the door to inspect it, to like, or you just creating the major image and then going with God about how good it looks.
Definitely the second.
There you go. Okay. You get prepared to cast this. What is the plan after you cast this? How are you hiding yourselves inside of the hallway so you are not spotted?
Well, I don't know about spicy. I mean, he can cling to the ceiling. No one
Yeah,
He
looks
does
up.
have the ability.
I guess I could.
And
I
then
could. I could do that.
me, I could just invisible again.
Is major image concentration?
Major image. Oh, it is shit. Yeah. Um. Sky's self isn't, but then that wouldn't really help me.
Yeah. If you
I'm trying to
knew
think
what
like
two people looked like who were fairly your proportions, like you and Spicy's, it would actually probably work quite well.
have I seen any of the people on this ship?
Spicy, you think of a pretty short honey badger and a very tall, thin elf
They are.
before thinking for a moment, turning around. I mean, they're probably back on their way towards you, and like you'd have to go into one of the doors to hide from them. So it actually just might be pretty efficient to take them out.
Um, yeah, we could just do and could try and take them out, and then I could disguise myself as the short one.
That's the short one.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
the
do the
idea.
tall one.
Well, yeah, that's true. But as the short one, it's just quite the way to describe it. But yeah, I get it. I like the idea.
All right.
Okay.
Wait. So
Um,
okay, so we take him out first, then do the boom, right?
We bring the boom.
We bring
Yeah.
the boom.
boom.
All right.
We're bringing the boom, guys.
Okay. You guys think of spots you could hide. The obvious one, you look at an unlocked open hatch on the roof that kind of worked perfectly last time. Um, you may both climb up it and make me a stealth check to hide and wait for these two to come back around again.
15.
Okay. Then as you two stick up there
Oh,
for
Mike's gone. He's back.
Oh, might
there
just
we go.
restart on me. Anyways, what's going on?
Just make me another stealth check to hide and wait
Oh.
for these guys.
Gotcha. $27.
Hell yeah. Spicy, you are laying down, snout kind of poking out in between the crack of the hatch and the roof as you spot these guys moving back down the hallway. You got a few seconds before they get to you. How are you taking both of these guys out? Quietly. Obviously, Eldon is here to help. And you'll both get like an action or an attack. But how are you gonna do what you're gonna do?
You could just try and knock him out.
Alright, our throats are kind of the two options.
Slit throats probably be better.
It's messier, but it's quieter.
You got like
Okay,
a towel to
as
put
you-
over it immediately.
Shit fuck, shit fuck, shit
Yeah.
fuck. Just covering up the neck.
I'm going to tie the do-rag around their neck.
Don't put your do-rag around their neck.
Not my blue one. The other ones.
Oh, okay.
Spicy, as you in one hand hold the do-rag with a short sword in the other, just ready to kill these guys. Who are you each going for?
I'm
Probably the
probably going
people our
for the-
height.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably going for the tall one.
Yeah,
and
you
he's gonna go
match for the
short.
height. Okay. Then you guys will have surprise, so you're gonna get a full action. As these two are kind of walking and talking, no, those are some good names. Okay. The honey badger with the axe on his back is currently like, kind of like, his personality in itself is probably a little affected by the fact he's a honey badger. So he is a little tweaky, jittery, kind of moving his hands a lot as he looks up at the elf who looks calm and regal. He's just going, well, yeah, but you see, he was respectable because up until, and as he is like talking about some sort of weird theater thing, Spicy, you see a moment to strike and take it. Go ahead and roll me your attack rolls.
So I don't know
That
if I
means
made
you
this
two.
clear I don't know if I made this clear before, but I am using a short sword for this.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know if that was implied or not.
No,
Dirty
that's fair.
20.
320, hell yeah. Go ahead and roll me damage and sneak attack.
Calculator.
So, also, Josiah, whatever attack you're gonna make, you can go ahead and tell me now.
Okay.
28.
28. Hell yeah. You jot that down, and I'll tell you what happens after we've both rolled for damage and done all that.
I'm just gonna do something similar. I'm just gonna take a dagger. Need to try and do the same thing.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That is a. It's a. We have surprise on this, right?
Yeah, so that also means advantage. If
Okay,
you didn't
thank
know, that
God.
also means advantage. Yeah.
No, I was pretty sure that's what it meant. 17. What did?
Hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Six.
Oh yeah. Okay. Spicy. These two are having a conversation. Just as they patch the hatch, you swing down from it without any noise, let go from the hatch, drop onto the floor, no impact. As you pull a short sword, your do-rag, one of your gray do-rags out. You grip this elf's chin, lift it up, slit the neck. It is so much easier than you thought it was going to be, as his whole chin even feels oddly soft and very just kind of well groomed. And as you slit his throat, you look in his hand and see a wooden staff. Eldon, you drop from the ceiling, stab a barbarian in the back for 6 points of damage, who then looks at you after definitely not going down. Spicy, you got the sorcerer and for sure picked wrong.
Yep.
As you look over at Eldon, who is about to be mauled by a honey badger. He's going to go into a rage and take his 2 attacks against you with reckless, because he wants the advantage. Hits once.
Wait, what was the roll for it?
Only 13 actually. Oh no, sorry.
What was the total? What was the
Well,
total?
13. Oh, sorry. On his dice, he adds a +4. Okay, 15. Oh, sorry, 17. Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Simple
I'm
math,
going
people.
to use shield then
Okay.
as a reaction.
As you, for the first attack, put a shield up. I'll roll my second. Okay. It's a 14 for 18. Does that hit you?
No, because my AC's at 21 now.
Nice. As this honey badger looks like he is viciously attacking Eldon with a cleaver that is clearly just an axe, and he is cleaving into a shield. Eldon, you are laying on your back with your hands up, just with every attack moving to where the cleaver blade is landing and just blocking it. The whole thing is loud as shit. We're gonna finish out this combat, but right now you are being so terrifyingly loud.
Spicy, maybe this works as a distraction.
Spicy, you got another action unfortunately with a target that is engaged in melee combat with another target, and you see the perfect opportunity for some sneak attack.
So stupid. Okay.
Expect the plan to go wrong.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It's my life motto. Okay, so I'm gonna do the thing again.
Hell yeah.
Nat
You also
20.
get advantage
Yep.
on this. Oh, okay. Go ahead
I don't
and
think
roll
that
me all
matters.
your damage.
And so
Now, he is in a rage, so it is half, but we'll see how much damage you do.
he said it's half, but then it's not 20, so
Well, yeah. So technically, you're just hitting him.
yeah, so okay, I'll just give you whatever the
Yeah.
it's gonna take then. Fuck, where's my phone? I need a calculator. $24.
Perfect. He
I'm going
had
for
30 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Eldon, that little knife from earlier did 6 points of damage. The perfect amount to kill this guy now. Spicy, you rush, and as you see the dagger, you grab it out of his back before using it to slam up into his ribs, carve forward, and whatever noise he was making turns to gurgling as you slice open his midsection. And as he just tries talking, can't, before collapsing on top of Eldon. Eldon, his throat makes those noises for 5 minutes after he is dead. He
I'm just
is
gonna push him off of me.
go ahead and give me athletics for this way denser honey
God.
badger.
I'm trying to push him off. Athletics 10.
Hold on. You are pushing actively against this guy's chest, but all you are kind of doing is folding him in half more because his midsection has been cut. You can see you're just like it's like paper that's had a previous fold in it. It just wants to go that way. And as you are trying to push up from his torso. Spicy, do you help him at all? Or are you just gonna let him deal with that?
I'll
We
give
kind
it.
of
I'll
need to
give a
hide.
helping hand.
You rush over. Now, the funniest thing on the planet I could imagine is Eldon with a ton of intestines in his face as this guy is folded in half, and Spicy is grabbing him by the shoulders as they are both just trying so hard to pull this body off. And and as you guys are trying to get this body off of Eldon, all of the guards come over and see you. That would be the funniest thing right now. And do you
Sounds
get
like
to
it's
roll a
gonna happen.
percentile dice for it? No, it's not. These guys were like the only main two on patrol, so it's not likely to happen. But the dice gods are cruel and funny in the best ways. Okay, 37. You're good. Eventually, Spicy, you pull this body off of him and just kind of set it down next to him. Eldon, like, as Spicy pulled up, the midsection started to separate, so all of the guts just kind of went up towards your chest and were beginning to crawl up your neck towards your face as it was just being
God
pushed.
damn it. Fucking God. Why does everything have to be so difficult? I wish I had prestidigitation right now.
As the manner in which Spicy killed him, it's fine. The uniform can be cleaned and stitched. It just takes a second. But now you have two bodies. Where are you gonna put them?
So I have an idea. What if we just leave him down the hall, and then I go invisible, bang on the door, and mimic someone's voice yelling for help because they found dead bodies?
I was gonna say you just toss them in the bag of holding.
Oh. I mean, I was just gonna use their dead bodies as a distraction.
That also works. We can do that.
I kind of don't want to get blood on the rest of the stuff in the bag.
That would make sense.
Spicy, you grab this elf who is so much lighter than you thought he was, and just begin dragging him down the hallway. Eldon, your guy's gonna take a bit of doing, considering he's not in one piece anymore. But thankfully, as Spicy comes over, you just grab the legs and kind of walk with Eldon as he drags the upper body over. Before, how do you prop these guys up at the end of the hallway?
Really.
And go in detail, man. Describe how you lean two
Uh,
corpses against each other.
Don't know how to describe that.
Human table.
What?
You ever heard of like a human table?
No.
Okay, basically, they like keep each other holding up. Like they're standing.
Oh, you're making their bodies support each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
The best part is there are only two of them,
Yeah.
and as you wait the 10 minutes for rigor mortis to set in, so you can actively move their limbs in the correct orientation, and they can be like solid and locked up. Spicy, about midway through, the honey badger's body hits rigor mortis and tightens and clenches. I guess I'll just send a image to you guys of what I
Oh my
think it
god.
looks like. Except one is just a pair of legs that the midsection is cut off of.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Yeah.
You set this odd piece of art up at the end of the hallway. By the way, one of these guys is in their underwear. Spicy, you have stripped the uniform off of him. If that is still your plan to walk in there like that,
That is, yeah.
hell yeah. Eldon, you can take the Honey Badger's uniform. It's got some blood on it, but you can hide it well enough with a disguised self.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay. So never mind. This is two people in their underwear like that.
Guys, we don't look
as-
suspicious at all in these uniforms than those guys not wearing uniforms.
Eldon, as you cast disguise self, we're just gonna say part of your major image is that Spicy looks like that elf.
Okay.
And so you kind of now look like a honey badger. You remember and grab the guy's like axe cleaver thing and just hold it. As you're like dragging it along far more than he did. It's so fucking heavy. And you guys set up. Okay. Tell me the order of events that is happening. Is one of you going into like the social foyer first, or are you doing the explosion, hoping you don't look too sus as two guards stand there with two naked men who are for sure guards? Yeah, what
Right.
is the order of events that needs to happen here?
Right. So, Mike. Uh,
So, I have no idea how we're gonna do this.
what if we can get all of them to? How many? Hang on. How many? Do we know how many people are inside the room or no? Because we didn't
No,
actually
you
look
haven't
in,
looked
right?
inside.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking. Give me a second. I'm trying to think. What if we still do? What if we just did the one where I bang on the door to tell them that there's people dead out here, and as we're hiding, and they go past to find the dead bodies?
Okay.
I don't know how well that'll help us. All right, we get in, but
I rock with it. Let's
because you can also because you're also there as someone in a uniform,
yeah.
and I don't know how many of them that'll get out of the room, but probably a best bet. All right.
Hold on, the door is unlocked. You can open the door to that room whenever you want.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was locked or not. Did you want to go in then? Since if I turn invisible, I can get across the room, maybe.
Then sure, I guess.
All right.
Okay. Spicy, you move over to the door. Eldon, you set up where you need to set up. Spicy, you're a criminal. You would know that the likely smarter choice is to open this door a little bit because a soldier peeking their head through a door isn't suspicious. As you just realize, oh, you could know how many people are in that room and know for sure if you just poked your head through for a sec.
I will poke my head through.
You open the door, look around in. You are wearing the soldier's hat, so it doesn't look any suspicious. As you poke your head through, everyone who is not in the kitchen is here. It looks like those two guards who were on patrol. There were probably like one more set of soldiers here that are on patrol. But it looks like almost everyone is in here. They're all in like their fancier sort of duds. But you can see they are talking and drinking with a ton of different people. They'll all look like they are military and all look like they are here for a purpose. And Spicy, you realize they, of course, don't know your coming. They aren't like flying through airspace for all to see. They're flying on like a pre-planned route where no one is supposed to be. They're likely like celebrating their last day on voyage as they've been here for a while. And as you like just poke your head back out and close the door, you quickly realize no one is really on their guard and I've probably been drinking a lot since the morning. And as you turn back to Eldon, they might just straight up not know who's on their staff. It's not that uncommon.
So you think we could just walk through there if they're that drunk?
Possibly. I think there's a good chance.
Right. So do you want to make a backup plan in case things and will inevitably go wrong?
Yes.
All right. So how many were in there?
Um,
Lots.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
you don't know the actual count, Spicy. You just
Don't like
know
that.
if that's like a two-man group there, you know in total there are about 20 people on board. So if that was a two-man group, they probably didn't want to spare a ton of people. So there's probably another two-man group patrolling around, and then everyone else is inside here. So if you had to guess, about 16.
Right.
About 16.
Probably.
I know they're all drunk, but there's definitely no way we can fight our way out of 16 people.
Probably
Unless,
not. I don't know.
actually, no,
Well, I
I'd
think
burn the
might be
whole
able
thing
to.
down.
If I picked them off one by one.
Yeah, I mean, I could technically set fire to the entire room, but that's not too smart. Anyways,
It's an
well,
idea.
it's an idea.
Not necessarily a good one, but it's an idea.
All right, we'll just go. We'll try and get across first.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Who's walking in first then?
Um, you go first, Spicy.
Okay.
Are you guys doing magic about it? They likely won't recognize who's on their staff. Like, it's not impossible, though. No one's gonna call over to you and be like, "Who do you work for?" That's not gonna happen. It's just if you happen to get called into a conversation, like a friendly kind of thing, and they happen to recognize you don't work here. But even then, magic could safeguard you, but you also don't know a lot about the two people you just killed.
Yeah, I almost think. Hang on. Did you see what like the kind of like beings were in the room? Was it just
Yeah,
more elements?
of the beings that were in the room, looks like a mishmash when it comes to all of the like actually Spicy, you would recognize because they are wearing their fancier outfits, on those, it is usually very easy to tell someone's rank because it is quite literally on their right shoulder. Um, and as you look at everyone's rank, it looks like it's a mixed bag for all of the like grunt soldiers, and of the like five engineers and stuff. Looks like the engineers are two gnomes, and it looks like all of the bigger, like tougher soldiers are large creatures. Like one's a bear, one is ooh, I don't want to just name all those same big creatures. What do you think here? Ooh, one is a shark, and the other is a moose. And as you kind of look here, you get the sense that whoever these like military personnel are with them, they seem important to say the least. You don't know what rank they are because you don't know what the hell kind of ranking system the Feywilds use. You just know that it looks scary and important on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are you approaching this?
Scary and important. I don't know, your mic, you're going in first. How you approaching this?
I don't know. uh,
I'm just trying. I can't. I'm trying to think of how we're trying to get through this too.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I
You take a minute to think. Eldon, it takes a moment of you guys just standing there and thinking. All of a sudden, you hear a voice. It doesn't come from the room anywhere near you. It comes from your head. You hear a Henry Hammerfell, who's currently quietly whispering, Eldon, it's not just soldiers on ours. It's regular fucking people. You have a message you can send back.
Passenger whale?
As you say passenger whale, he goes, it looks like whatever Henry's using, he's probably using spell scrolls or another magic item. He's not like counting the number of messages he sends to you. He is just kind of rattling them off as he goes, oh, prisoner whale.
Oh,
Can't recognize them all. One looks like a pretty old man. Hold on. Please tell me I'm wrong, and me and Quintus can just burn this one down. Please tell me a tiefling with glasses didn't help you in the Feywild while you were there.
so a tiefling with glasses did help us in the Feywild.
Okay.
Actually, they helped us when we were in the Tesseract, right?
As
I'm pretty sure, right? They did, right?
they
When
helped
that
you
happened.
get through the festival and
I'm
were
pretty sure.
waiting for you at
Oh,
the
I was
end
in
of
the
the
fest.
Tunnel of
Okay,
Love.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you remember this person vaguely. You were brought in and immediately met her, Azzy.
yes, I know who they're related to.
Mm-hmm.
Not the character doesn't, but I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
It looks like Henry abandons his position because whenever he calls you next, he's in some odd mechanical room, and Quintus is holed up next to the door, a knife close to his chest. Looks like he's ready and waiting for someone to bust in. As Henry just flips on a green video screen. Holy shit! You're in the center of the hallway. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up.
oh, we kind of left some dead bodies over there. We kind of need to get to the
Kill people
storage room
already?
quick.
Okay, whatever. Okay, I'll make this quick. So we don't have a plan for this. We weren't expecting this. Looks like whatever's happening here is kind of our fault, and I feel bad about that. So you see, Henry thinks about something. Looks like he's about to regret what he's about to say so badly before he turns around. Quintus, what? You asked me to look out on guard, now you're asking me to talk. What? As he looks over at Henry, who looks serious. What? You're good at talking to people, right? Vaguely. Why?
No.
So, it looks like the passengers on this are soldiers, but also. Is there a party happening on yours, Eldon? Please tell me I'm not wrong.
There is a party, like they're celebrating, drinking.
Is yours all military?
From what we can tell.
And those are the guys who, those are the grunts. That's fine. And I hate saying it, I think me and Quintus are in the one where everyone's important enough to invite their families. Because I saw a lot of people not wearing rank and just wearing nice tux. Fuck.
Hmm.
Okay. Henry thinks about something. Quintus, we've robbed one or two banks together. They were fun and enjoyable. No, you recall this? Yes, Henry, I recall this. What am I, 2? Yes, I recall this. Okay, yeah. You know crowd control? What? Where I intimidate someone and then shoot their kneecaps out if they don't listen to me, Henry? Yeah. Oh, come on. In a room full of soldiers, you want me to run crowd control? No, no, I recognize how dumb that would sound. I mean, we are gonna do this in such a subtle way. As Quintus looks confused before Henry just turns back to you. Look, okay, we're gonna figure it out. You don't worry about that. If yours is all military, it doesn't matter what you do. You could kill the whole fucking thing if you want. But, just know, if you do decide to go the guns blazing route, which, judging by the fact you're wearing a uniform, I'm very glad you're not. You know, don't let anyone push the big alarm button that signals to all of the other ships that we're fucked.
Good
Other
to
than
know.
that, yeah, other than that, don't blow anything up. Just probably a good idea. And if you are going to blow something up, make sure you blow everything up. Great. I'm going to figure this
You think
out.
blowing
Go
up the
back to
head of the
doing.
whale would be enough?
Henry thinks about something. Yeah, maybe actually.
All right.
Okay, that you do what you're. Okay, you do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna figure this out as he closes out the screen. As you guys now stand in the hallway, you cannot let this alarm be tripped. Otherwise, Henry and Quintus are going to have an even worse time than they're already having.
This just got more complicated. All right. Well, we still just gotta make it across to the storage still. Without. And we now gotta hide the bodies, actually.
More
As
problems.
Eldon, holy shit, good job, bro. As you think of it, turn around, oh my god. No one has come along yet. While you guys hide these bodies, I'm gonna roll another percentile die. Okay, 73, you're good. Oh, that's incredible. I just realized, did I roll a 37 and a 73? That's awesome.
You think we could get the bodies up onto the roof and throw them off?
As Eldon, you have a really morbid but really effective idea. Yeah, probably. Tell me, Eldon, after you just put in a piece on your broom that allows you to lay down on it, how do you transport these bodies?
Exactly how you think.
There you go. As you lay down 2 halves of a guy on a piece of sheet metal before sending the broom up, it tips upside down and dumps him on the roof before you drag the elf body over and both lift him on to the broom, let it go up, and then who's going to stay down and who's going to do the act of throwing the bodies off?
Well, I'm stronger, so probably me.
Yep.
There you go. Spicy, you climb up again before getting to the top. You look down and just see the valley with the mountain in it. You guys are now pretty fucking close to everything else. As you look down, there are a few battlefields below you currently that don't look active, but look populated. And I'm gonna ask you something spicy. And even though it's going to be very hard, I want you to try and give me a very truthful answer. Does Spicy resist the urge not to aim for something because he throws the bodies?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, good. As you just let them go, you don't need to aim for any specific enemies or Any other people who might be below, you just kick them off, and wherever they land, they're gonna land. I'll roll percentile dice just in case. Huh. Okay, nothing crazy. As you now climb back down, Spicy, latch it behind you. Okay, now you guys are ready to make the plan happen.
Right. Now we go across the room.
Hell yeah. Okay. As you both open the door and enter one after the other, go ahead and give me either deception or performance to like either play a character or to lie about being here. Or like you're supposed to be here. You know what I mean.
Hmm
17 on deception.
Oh yeah.
What is it? 22 on deception.
Okay. As you two move your way through here, Eldon, you are kind of or I'll actually ask Eldon, have you ever had to do something similar to this, whether it was just disappear into the crowd or just like act
Yes.
casual for some reason? Okay. You know what you're doing. You're not keeping your head like all the way down. You are moving through the space with confidence like someone who's supposed to be there would. And as you are walking through, you can tell that Spicy is just like looking a little too suspicious. He is looking down, he's not making eye contact with anyone. A few people even like say hello and pat you on the shoulder. You smile at them, Eldon, and like say hello before moving on quickly, like you have something to do. Spicy, like people are trying to interact with you, and you are not as good at lying as Eldon, and so you simply like nod your head quite quickly and move along. Eldon, you are doing like a perfectly proficient job at this. Spicy, you're lagging behind a little bit, and one of these like important people might notice you. So, but Spicy, you don't know that, considering you've never had to do this before, or something as similar to this. Eldon, you have a choice in the moment. You can leave Spicy and just like hope he figures his shit out, or you can try and cover for him, but covering for him will take longer, um, so you won't get to the door as quickly. Either you can get there by yourself quite quick, or you can try and take Spicy and move pretty slow.
Can I try to whisper a message to him without being heard? I don't
If
know
it is
how well.
magical, that is harder, but not
Okay.
impossible. For now, you two are walking close enough together. You could just for a moment, like act like you saw someone and like look at them for a moment before going back to walking, in which case you would now like be on the same level as Spicy and could talk to him that way.
Nah, he's got that. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Then Eldon, that 22 like gets you through the room. You walk through, get to the door, and as you get there, rattle it for a moment. It is locked.
Shit.
And Spicy, as you walk through the space, go ahead and give me another deception check. One of these like higher power people you are looking up at nervously every now and again, and one of them, as you do this, catches you doing that. Not overtly suspicious. This is a room full of soldiers partying. They don't particularly want to see like the people in charge of them see them do anything weird or stupid. But it's enough to be suspicious of you. So go ahead, give me another deception or performance to try and like play it off like you're just some dumb soldier doing something he's not supposed to do.
Dirty
Bardic
20
inspiration.
corruption. Okay, so 24. Right? Or wait, no, it's because it's plus a D4, not plus 4, right?
D8.
D8? Holy guacamole.
Mhm.
So a 23.
Hell yeah. As you move through with a 23, go. Um, you kind of just like try and think on your feet, and very quickly you move through this guy's pockets. Thank God he was a drinker, and you pull out a flask and like sneakily sip on it, though not sneaky enough for him to not see you do it. And the well, actually, you don't know his rank, but whoever this high-ranking person is just lets you go as he assumes you're drinking a bit more than you should. You close the cap on this thing. By the way, you now just have like a flask full of what would taste like rubbing alcohol, but you know is vodka.
Okay.
As you make it up to Eldon, Eldon, you are just kind of like standing by the door, leaning up against it, acting a little drunk. As Spicy, you make it up to the door.
It's locked.
I unlock the door.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me Thieves' Tool check, and then go ahead and give me Stealth right afterwards. Or, yeah, Stealth right afterwards, just to see how quietly you can do it.
34. And then
Hell yeah.
a 21.
Hell yeah. As you take a moment, you realize because you have been spotted, like, turning towards this door is going to be very dangerous. So you, like, just stand next to Eldon, who is, like, smiling away, looking at the rest of the party, and begin to put your arms behind your back. And as you do, you begin to solve this lock backwards. And then as you finally feel it pop, you just lean a little bit this way and you lean through the door and into the other side. Eldon, you take that moment and step through as quickly as you can before you close the door behind you. In here, you guys see the actual stores of food. Looks like a lot of dry grain, a lot of jerky, a lot of stuff that is just easily preparable on a battlefield. Though some of it's like fresh fruit and veg. Um, as you guys move through, it looks like in here it is just food storage. Maybe they're like carrying weapons or something else, you don't know. But in here, this is where you want to be. And you all quickly realize, how do you destroy a food storage while being inconspicuous?
We just steal it.
Hell yeah. As Eldon, you look at that bag of holding. Look at all these fresh supplies. This would help an army out. Great.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Spicy and Eldon. Give me, for you, Spicy, sleight of hand. For Eldon, you can either give me athletics or sleight of hand as well. I assume you'll give me sleight of hand as well. But
I will be
in
giving
case.
Slide's hand as well.
I don't know, in case you wanted to be strong.
27.
16.
Hell yeah. Okay. It takes a moment, but with a bag of holding, it goes quite quick, considering there isn't any noise when you drop something in the bag. So, Eldon, you are just holding it open and catching all of the stuff Spicy is throwing towards you. And eventually, after about maybe 5-10 minutes, you are now standing in an empty storeroom, as not even the crates that the food were in were, like, spared. You took everything. How do you get out?
What if now
This far.
we blow something up?
Then we blow what up?
The
And
floor,
why?
and then we fly out. Oh wait, no, because then fucking alarm.
See, that's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out how we get out now with dealing with the alarm too. Hmm. You got any ideas?
There's always just sneaking out.
There is always just
Or
sneaking
there's
out, but
like, or we can just like make a hole in the wall somewhere. Basically, are kind of my current ideas.
Wouldn't we be making a hole in the whale though, and it would make noises from the pain?
Just like a living being, huh?
Yeah,
It is like a living being.
it is a living being.
I think we probably have to just sneak out then.
Hmm.
I mean, either that or do this a really messy way and then hope that it goes well, which is just
Yeah, it's doing
Yeah.
it the really messy way and hoping they don't hit the alarm.
yeah. So I'm
So I-
thinking we just sneak out.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be sneaking out again. It's what do we do you think we need to come up with an excuse for how we leave the the break? I'm just gonna call it the break room. The break room.
The break room is a crazy term for this, but I don't think do we really need an excuse?
I don't know. I mean, because the only person that people that aren't in there are like the people on patrol. Everyone else is partying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess.
Hold on, give me history to think of like an excuse you could think of. Because it's not like so much of like you're patrolling and not supposed to be there. It is more so like why would you go into a room like two people go into a room like that? Why would
you're
they do
making
that?
out. Wanted privacy.
There you go. As you don't need to make the history check and figure out the simple answer that you remember from every party you've ever been to. Two people probably go into an enclosed space like this to make out or fuck. And that is the
Mhm.
two things.
Yeah. Adjust your
So
clothes a little bit.
you mess up my hair.
You
And
don't
then,
have hair.
Oh, mess up my fur.
You
don't have fur.
Oh
You're
my god.
messing
Mess
with
up my
scales.
Do-rag.
There we go.
I got the do-rag.
We got there eventually. And so
I'll
mess up my
reluctantly mess up
scales.
my mustache a little bit.
And then we can hold hands and
Yeah, I was about to say
walk out, and I'll throw an ass smack in there.
Can you reach? You have to reach pretty low.
Bro's gonna pop a squat. Smack his husband's ass.
I hit like the guy that's like that walks like Edna mode on TikTok
Oh my god.
and all the way
Yeah.
down, my darling.
Alright, man.
Oh. So we can either do it. Eldon, you roll deception with advantage, or we can do Eldon, you roll one, Spicy, you roll one. But either way, someone's rolling for deception here.
What if they
So, Mike, what's
actually
your
fuck?
perception?
Then, like, what's to deceive?
Alright.
Then it would be persuasion.
Okay.
It's still pretty high for me. Dude. They're both
Persuasion
plus
is
9s.
worst for me.
That's persuasion, and if they actually fuck, it's very low DC
Okay.
because they're just telling the
Do it for
truth.
the cause.
I'm listening.
Alright.
That took no negotiating.
Alright, we're on a mission. But for the sake of it, let's fuck.
It could be
Guys, I
last
swear it
time.
was for the mission.
For the sake of the war
Way of
effort.
the world.
For the sake of
Depends on
the
it.
work.
Yeah, we had to have sex for the mission.
Just one more.
To save the world. You had to fuck.
Or we could just go with the deception.
But
and
it's
waste less
easier-
time.
It's easier.
Or I could roll advantage on deception, which I already have a +9 to.
Oh, what? Okay, no, we lie. What?
Yeah, I said this already.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Hold on to bars.
I have a +9 to deception and persuasion.
I really almost got Mike into this.
Yeah, you-
Oh, that's
Anyways, I'm rolling with advantage right now.
Go ahead.
26.
Hell yeah. Eldon, you think about the possibility that maybe you just fuck and maybe it's just telling the truth. But instead, no. Faster one. You decide to on a 26 deception. Eldon, you mess up your hair and stumble out of the room for a moment before Spicy, you walk out, close to the door, lean down way hard, give him a little smack as the goddamn the commanding officer
Oh
who
my
saw
God.
you go in earlier does not say another word and just lets that be.
Like, what are you, homophobic? That's what I thought. away from me.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get canceled, so he's chilling. Uh, as you two freely walk out the room back towards the hallway with no issue. Once you are in the hallway, do you want to do anything else, or do you want to just get
No sex? No, I'm kidding.
In the hallway.
Get out. We don't need the beer anymore.
out?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. As you two climb on out, hop on Eldon's broom, and begin waiting on the back of the whale for mission pickup to be over, we move on over to one Old Man Hammerfell and Amara. Hammerfell just straight up lands the plane on the whale's back, does so quietly, and as you walk out, Amara, onto the, again, odd textured surface of the whale, you are here, and you are luckily here with a master planner, who just stands here and looks at you. Right. So, as he looks over to his left, sees Eldon and Spicy conversating about how they're going to attack this thing. So, your skill set is loud. A compliment from me, really. I do appreciate a loud skill set. Seems like this is going to be a little more covert. How good are you at talking to people?
I think I'm very good at talking to people.
Okay. As for myself, I think I'm rather good at it too. So, I say, we could go in, murder two guards, prop up their bodies in the hallway, before deceptively walking through our piece of the party to get to the food storage room. However, that plan does seem to have a few holes in it, but fairly solid.
I don't see any holes. Where are the holes?
Do you say that while looking down at the whale? You see one hole, the blowhole. It's right there. Hammerfell. Well, if they are discovered, but that should be fine. Either way, I suppose we
Bucko,
should.
listen up. Where's your hole?
All right. Well, I have a way of getting down, not without hurting the whale, and I have a feeling that that is bad, no matter what. Hammerfall looks at you. I usually don't like to ask this. Could you carry me?
What? What?
Could you carry me down? You're the one with the wings.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
You forgot about your
Um,
wing.
Can I carry him? How much does he weigh?
Hammerfell's like a buff man for being as old as he is. By the way, if anyone's wondering what Hammerfell looks like, I don't know how many people have seen this show. Sebas from Overlord? I'll look up a picture at some point.
I was thinking of
Um,
Rick Flag Sr. from Creature Commandos.
They look frighteningly similar to each other, so yeah. Or actually no, he looks more like Rick Flag, but if Rick Flag was older. I'll find a picture, you'll know. And he's built, he's not super heavy though. So like a good enough athletics check for sure. You can do it.
Okay. I'll try not to drop you.
Fair enough. Go ahead, give me athletics for it.
13.
Okay. Yeah, if you take it slow but surely, you'll eventually get there. Let's see. There we go. That's good though. Okay. It takes you a moment, but eventually you make it onto the small little roof of the portioned out part. You see as you get over to the latch, Hammerfell grabs the lock that's on the outside, looks around, looks kind of over the edge, but can't really see in, and just has to guess, but he's going to try and do it as quiet as possible. Okay. 19 on the die, which is very good. He slowly but surely freezes off the lock, and as it eventually becomes so brittle, he works his fingers in and breaks it. It's a little bit of a noise, but nothing so bad that can't be muffled. And as he just holds the chunk of ice, he throws it overboard before lifting the hatch open. Inside, you see the same thing I described to Josiah and Mike. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, damn it. I had to sneeze, and then I almost sneezed, and then I didn't, which sucks. Oh. Okay. And as you look down, let's see if there are any guards on patrol. Currently no guards on patrol here. Though you assume that there would be some, so does Hammerfell, who looks down. Right. We could investigate on our own. Are you particularly stealth? I'm going to ask it because I feel like I should. Are you particularly stealthy?
Particularly no.
I had thought so. I didn't want to mention it. But you are quite what's the word? Bubbly, and your skin is bright red. So might be an issue. As for myself, I am quiet, but I am not that quiet. I say we wait for the guards, take them out quietly. He looks over at you again. Okay, now before I ask this, know that I know the answer is likely no, but I'm going to ask anyway in the desperate hope that I'm not going to do all of the work. Can you kill someone quietly?
We can go through
You
spell
know.
list.
Through her spell list, which is mostly fire based, and people, when set on fire, tend to scream.
Kill. I don't know about kill.
Not if you burn their
Injure?
boards.
Maybe. I have daggers. Will they kill? Probably not.
I will do it, and that's okay. Hopefully, well, I don't want to say that we only brought you along because you can make amazing explosions. And I'm being honest, it's a rather incredible skill. Not to diss it, it's really great.
So there's no
I just
point in me
can't
being
sneak
here right
into
now?
I just can't sneak into a place with a bomb going off.
I have Dust of Disappearance. Would that help?
Really?
Yeah, I do. I still have that from a long time
She's
ago.
never.
Huh. No, that would help a lot. How about this? I'll get us some uniforms, and you do most of the talking. As yes, I could talk to them, but I am more versed in the art of intimidation than pleasantries, we'll call it. And as he is saying this, he is taking the gigantic scythe off of his back, and you see him grip the like center before twisting and separating it off, and you see as he flicks one side out that doesn't have the blade, a blade built into the scythe arm flicks open, locks in place, and you see the two chains that were around his hip. He hooks one end of each scythe into them, and has effectively made the Blades of Chaos, but with two sides on the end. And he is going to simply wait, holding both of them, as he is just standing around waiting for a patrol to come by. At this point, Eldon and Spicy are probably in the hallway freaking out, as you guys haven't quite started yet. As Hammerfell is just, God, how long does it take them to make one fucking move around this thing? It's not even that big. So, I'm sorry. I haven't had to socialize in a long time. I am a criminal who often has to go into hiding a lot. So the last time I talked to someone who wasn't in my group, I was waving a gun in their face, and that's not really a time and place for small talk.
Mhm.
How do you small talk? As Hammerfell is like trying to think and remember, he like kind of remembers the gist, but he's trying to think of how you actually do good small talk and is failing miserably.
What's your favorite color?
No, that's good. Blue.
Oh, it's kind of a basic answer.
What the fuck?
What's yours?
Periwinkle.
Okay, now that's just extra. As you and him go back and forth. Hammerfell is a funny person and is a pleasant person enough to be around. He just spends most of his time, being intentionally unpleasant. But as he stops the conversation and looks down to two people, he's going to make 2 attacks on the 2 guards that come by on patrol. First one's a nat 20, which is going to go great. Second one, oh, he gets advantage on these, right? Because he's doing it from surprise. Also hits, okay. On the first one, he will drop just a first level Divine Smite. And then on the next one, he will drop he will go third level on that one. And I am going to roll a ton of dice to see if I kill these guys. First one. Okay, first guy goes down. The second. Okay. Oh, plus all the damage from his weapon. Right. That's fine. Okay, just enough. You see Hammerfell as they walk past lightly lets down 2 chains just behind them before getting some momentum in them and swinging them, hooking one utterly through the sternum, who you see dies immediately on impact. The other one is like caught in the shoulder, and you see Hammerfell not panic, but also can't pull the guy through the hatch because he's holding the other one. So he simply, it's going to be loud, lifts the other guy as quickly and as hard as he can, where the other guy just hits the top of his head against the roof. It keeps going until his neck breaks, and as Hammerfell just sets down both bodies like a puppet master with 2 like string puppets, see him pull the chains up through the hole as he grabs the 2 ends of the now bloody scythe and hooks them onto his belt. Right. Well, that should do. I don't actually know who I killed, but I hope they're your size. As he hops down through the grate. If you want to follow him in, Amara, you're just gonna have to make a stealth check.
Okay.
He does not great on his, but also not terrible enough to give you away.
12.
Okay. Honestly, about the same as Hammerfell. As you two kind of clumsily get these guys moved off and eventually get them onto the roof of the other spot, Hammerfell climbs up eventually. You can see it appears you have killed one, like fairly big looking. Why am I blanking on the fucking Aarakocra? That's it. Fairly buff looking Aarakocra with wings and what looks like a fairly average size looking tiefling who doesn't appear to have wings on their back, which would have just been perfect. And as you look at these two, Hammerfell goes, one has the wing slots, but is a bit big. And the other looks like the right size, but doesn't have the... You
Put
can
them
make that
away.
work, right? Wait,
Yeah.
you can just put those away?
Yeah.
As you just fold them into your back, and magically they sink back in. What the? Okay. I didn't know you could do that. Do you like having them out all the time? That seems like an inconvenience.
I think they're cool.
No,
And
they
they
are.
make me feel cool.
No, then by all means, I suppose, rock them. But for now, sure, I guess. As he just begins taking the one off the Aarakocra, he'll figure out how to deal with the fact that there's going to be 2 holes on his back. And he just kind of begins putting it on over what he's got, except for his long black cloak he has to take off. Sorry. As for you, Mara, you get these on quite quick. And as Hammerfell drops back down into the hallway, you follow him back, and you see he gets outside of the door he's supposed to go. Right. Now, as far as I can tell, that sounds like a party. I am hoping everyone inside is drunk enough that we just won't have a problem. But if they aren't, now I know you don't want to kill the whale. I think if you were to just light this part on fire, I think, and it is a think, I could detach all of the connection points in time. Again, I think. So in reality, we want to just walk across the room, but if you need to blow something up, go for it.
Okay.
And as Hammerfell opens the door here, you can see currently in this room are a ton of soldiers. And as Hammerfell looks in, there was a reason the patrols were quite light. It's because only one group was on patrol. And as Hammerfell opens a door to 18 trained soldiers, he looks a bit nervous. And is going to make deception. Okay. Rolls very well. A 23 from him. As he casually enters, pretends like he's supposed to be there, though is having a hard time of it considering one group is on patrol and they look nothing like him. He begins to walk through the room. Amara, it's your turn. Go ahead and make me that deception or performance check.
Um. 16.
Okay. 16, you begin to move through the space. As Hammerfell is like on the bottom floor, he's trying to spot out targets. It doesn't actually look like there's anyone all that important on here. And as he stops for a moment, clearly getting a message of some kind, as he freezes. Okay, no, as long as nothing goes terribly wrong, that's fine, Henry. Just fine. And as he continues down, Mara, despite your best of efforts, you are acting like you are supposed to be there. You have an air of confidence. But as you rocket maybe a little too hard, a little too much confidence, a little too much just to get yourself noticed. A a full orcish soldier, female warrior, appears to stand like almost as tall as Zevlo, if not taller. And as she like puts a giant hand on your shoulder and spins you around, she looks at you. Huh. I've never seen you before. What are you doing? Did we get a transfer or something? She's a little drunk, which is helping, but she clearly doesn't recognize you. And I swear, I would have known if there were like one more girl on the ship. I mean, shit. As Amara, you're locked in. What are you doing?
I've been around. I don't know. Kind of just like, crazy that you haven't seen me. I've been here.
Give me deception.
Dirty 20.
Very good. And she, you must have. I guess all the bunks are co-ed, so it doesn't matter. Come on, stick around, have a drink. We're all friends here, right?
Yeah.
Amara, you are pulled in for a little bit. You think you could escape this, considering how drunk the conversation is. It's gonna take you a little bit. Miss Hammerfell notices. Fuck. See, he begins to move over towards the door, gets to it. Fuck. The lock rattles. Hammerfell is being hit with every bad thing right now as he turns around to look at you. Okay. He moves off into a corner. He's going to make a stealth check. Okay. People notice it, but it's not that strange. It is strange, and he's getting noticed, but only a few people. He pulls out a scroll. Looks like he says something under his breath. Waits for a while for getting a nod. Walks back up to the door. There is no way for Hammerfell, by the way, if you didn't know, is a paladin warlock. There is no way for him to open this door in a manner that is quiet and inconspicuous. So he's going to try and do something less inconspicuous. He's going to try and make it very stealthy. Now, unfortunately, currently, he doesn't have another person to cover for him. If he waits it out, he might get a better shot. But that also means waiting it out in a room full of people who know he's not supposed to be there. With Josiah and Mike, it was a little bit easier to coast by because there were a few groups on patrol. Now, much harder. But he's gonna try his best. Okay, let me look at his sheet. You see someone walks up to Hammerfell and appears to start conversation with him as he begins smiling and talking, but As soon as this person turns around to set their drink on someone walking by, he gives you a look of just, this guy's got me. It's not like a start shit. It's not like a you're good to go, but it is a I am made, let me be made.
Hmm.
And as he just continues talking to this guy appears to put a hand on his shoulder as he begins to move across the room. He shoots you a look as quietly as he can and just mouths to you, finish it, before being walked into another space with this guy. Mara, you can slip out of conversation easy enough. Just takes a few simple words, some excuse you need to think of. But as you get up to a locked door, how do you open it?
You think I have something that he doesn't have to open it?
No, but you gotta open the door. Or there is the option of going after Hammerfell. You only saw one guy go with him, but that guy likely brought him somewhere to be questioned, which almost likely means more people.
Oh, I want him back. I don't know what I'm doing on my own.
Okay. If you want to go after Hammerfell, you see the door that they took. Looks like it is off into this like back room that everyone is like not really supposed to go in because they don't know what's in it.
I
But
just kind of like
as you make
peek in there.
go ahead and give me a stealth check.
7.
Okay. You poke your head in and see this guy currently sitting across from Hammerfell and two others that look like they've been dragged in from the party. And as you poke in your head, you get spooked a bit and begin to move your head back. But as you do so, you pull the door in a little closer, getting ready to close it. And you get caught on the horns as they make a loud bang against each side of the door.
These horns keep fucking me up.
Look to your left. Everyone is looking at you. Mara, what do you do?
I thought it was the bathroom.
Give me
Are you
deception.
serious?
That is a fantastic little lie. Go ahead and give me deception.
That's the bathroom.
I promise. I thought it was the bathroom.
23.
Incredible.
As the guy who talked to Hammerfell, you can now like see him close and proper. Looks like a frog man who turns around to look at you. It is obviously not.
Sorry.
And Hammerfell almost panicked for a moment. He's like, "What the fuck?" But as you close the door, you get a message in your head, the cantrip this time. As Hammerfell clearly, in a room full of people, openly casts a spell and just says, make a loud distraction.
Okay. Okay.
As you look around the room, a lot of people drinking and talking. There is a live band playing. Other than that, it's just a room full of people, and there are some objects in glass cases.
Objects in glass
Um,
cases. I act drunk. I knock them all over.
Okay. You act a little drunk, knock one over. Now, you have an option here. You can either own it and, like, possibly be recognized as someone who doesn't work here, or you can attempt to fade into the crowd with stealth and just knock them over before diving into a crowd and hoping you move through.
Oh. Um. Try stealth.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Oh no.
6.
One worse than last time. All right. As you knock over a ton of stuff, a lot of people spot you. And as you try and move away, you stagger around all drunk. The people in front of you, whoa, whoa, okay. Someone get her to bed. Someone get her a cot. Holy shit. But as you knock all that over, it's not even a perception check is required. You see the door physically bulge from one side as Hammerfell clearly just kicked this frog dude into it.
Mm.
Looks like whatever Hammerfell's doing in that room is bloody and messy. And it'll take him a while. And as you are brought into the barracks, Mika, by the orc woman from before, she gets you over to a bunk, just like set you down. You sure you're okay? You're stumbling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. If she wants to get back to the party, get drinking. You are now in the second door of the place. You see the one in front of you. It's not locked or anything. And the only issue is now people expect you to be in here sleeping. As you can go anywhere you want in the ship. Or, sorry, whale. What are you going to do?
Crap. Just like peek through the next door.
Peek out the next door. It's in the empty hallway that you recall from before.
And then which way are we meant to go, or like, am I waiting for him?
You're meant to
I
go
don't know what to
down that hallway. Well, now Hammerfell's in a room covered in blood, so you don't know what his plan is.
do. Right.
All you know is it's likely good for you to get back into that room somehow and, like, get back to that door where Hammerfell is.
So I have to go back into the room with all the people to get to the door that we're supposed to get to?
Yep.
Crap. What if, what if I just use my dust?
There you go. Your dust of disappearance will give you invisibility. You'll
You
make a
still
stealth
have
check.
that?
Yes, I have 2.
You'll make a stealth check with advantage, and this is just kind of like not to bump into a lot of people. It's a crowded room. But that's an easy way to get through.
Okay.
So if you want to give me a stealth check with advantage after using the dust, you can.
Ooh. 19.
Hell yeah. You move through the space, being very careful not to bump anyone, and as you move through and eventually get to the door Hammerfell was behind, you open it quickly, close it behind you, and slip in. You can see that the mangled corpses of the people who brought him in here, and Hammerfell with 2 sides in his hand. Fuck. I feel like I've said that word a lot today. Well, my uniform's ruined. Okay. Also, whatever distraction you did, it worked. As he looks up, expecting to see Amara, doesn't see her. Was it the wind? What?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, dust have disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, they put me in a room.
You know what? You're out now, so good on you.
How large is a cubic foot?
What?
It's like cubic foot.
How big a
1
foot
foot
is?
by 1 foot by 1 foot.
Yeah.
30 centimeters by 30 centimeters by 30
I can clean that much. I can clean you.
Wait, pause? What do you mean by that?
You're just talking about prestidigitation, right? The
Yes.
utility. Yeah, there you go. As Hammerfell.
I can
Yes, that
clean
would be-
you.
thank you.
Like,
Oh my
the
god.
way you said it.
Clean you.
sorry.
As you cast it on Hammerfell before he. Right. Now, I'm going to send one last message to Henry and simply hope that he is done, and so we can do the easier thing I've been wanting to do, and you can just cast Fireball into the next room. As he unfurls a scroll, mutters something, waits for an answer, is confused by the answer before he pulls out another scroll. Confused, asks more questions, is only further confused by the answers. Right. So Quintus has apparently, I rolled this by the way, and with Quintus's plus an 18, he was freakishly good at deception. Not only did he get into the room and convince everyone he was supposed to be there, he also convinced everyone in the room to begin looking at him as he began to give a speech about how well they had done this fiscal year, which didn't even make sense, as they are a military operation and not a stockbroker company. But as Quintus does what he's good at anyway, Henry just kind of slowly but surely freed every single hostage and brought them up to the Spitfires where they were taxied down. Now this does mean you only have one Spitfire, but you're also with Henry Hammerfell, who knows teleport. And so Hammerfell, huh. Well, that's fantastic. Wait, hang on. As he goes back to the scroll, does that mean you're done? You don't hear Henry's response, but by Hammerfell's face, you can tell there was one insult towards Quintus and then the actual answer for some reason. As he then, looks at you, Amara. I know you don't want to burn the whale. I could probably get it done. I could probably disconnect it.
If I have to burn the whale, I'll do it for my country.
Hammerfell looks at you. Well, that, patriotic attitude. I, for one, have been a soldier and would not, but you do you. As he just then grabs the door handle. I'm going to simply say a phrase I believe you will love, and I think I will enjoy greatly too. As he swings open the door and stands beside it, he looks at you, Amara. Amara, would you care to cast your most explosive fireball into the center of this room?
Yes, I would love to. Fireball.
Go ahead and do the highest level fireball you can do.
It's 4th level.
Still very good. And as for any of the sorcery points on that, can you do anything to modify that to make it even more deadly?
I have empowered spell
Mhm.
to reroll the damage.
Yeah, which we'll say in this case just makes an empowered spell. Go ahead and roll me all of those d6. This structure has hit points as it was designed to. Go ahead and tell me the number once you're done
Okay.
rolling.
Also, after this, are we good to be done? I am so tired.
Yeah, after this, we're going to be done.
I meant to say something after the thing with Mike and Saya, but I was made
We appreciate the honesty.
34.
that's big.
Very good. This thing has a damage threshold of about 25 and about 30 hit points total.
Oh,
As you fire out a fireball, it rings throughout the structure of the whale.
oh, I feel bad.
As Hammerfell just eyes widen as he looks down through the door. There is now a hole in the bottom of the structure. The walls are charred and blackened, and whoever didn't get hit by the fireball, Hammerfell looks out. All right, I'll clean up the stragglers. You get to the plane. As he walks through into the burning building, and you see as he pulls out these two scythes on chains, all of the fire around him begins to die out from the cold temperature in the room, and he gets to work, and it is violent. As yeah, I won't describe what happens in detail. Just imagine Kratos in a room full of people far weaker than him, and swinging around chain blades. As Hammerfell moves through, you do the same. You just dive through the hole, fly up outside of the whale, land right on top of its back. And it takes a few minutes as Hammerfell does what he does. But eventually you hear something like a loud snapping noise. And as Hammerfell is like stabbing the sides of the whale to climb up with these two sides, it hurts the thing, but you know, they're two pretty small sides compared to the whale. As he climbs up, and you hear, oddly enough, as Hammerfell is like holding one of the chains, he just goes, right. So, thought I'd let you do this, considering I feel like you would feel better if you saved a whale. Go ahead and pull this chain very hard.
Okay. I pull
You
it.
run up to it. You don't need to make an athletics check because Hammerfell already did. But as you pull and it goes the rest of the way, the last chain that was holding this thing onto this whale's stomach falls away. Some skin and stuff is disconnected, but all in all, this whale's going to be fine as this burning wreckage of coral begins to drop from the sky and onto some random battlefield. As you see, the other whales are either being piloted by their crew or are currently on fire. You see Eldon Spicy, you guys finish up. And as you all climb in your individual Spitfires and get ready to fly away, holy shit, you guys, this didn't go horribly wrong like I thought it would. You guys actually stayed really on plan, rolled really well, and like this could have gone so much differently than I expected it to.
I was expecting it to go so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't remember about the dead bodies, it probably would have gone worse.
It probably would have. That was smart of you, by the way. I was like, holy shit, he remembered.
Oh yeah, question for the day.
Oh, yeah.
The weird question. Um,
This can also be a question about a character that you guys just
Oh,
want
it's
to know
not.
more about.
So quick.
Nope, it's not.
Not even close.
Oh no. Oh no.
So,
Yeah.
if a changeling is born a woman and changes into a man, can they get a person pregnant?
Yes, as long as the form they took is of another person who was
Alright,
born
I guess
a man.
Michael was right.
Yeah.
But then was the
Now,
other
if a
question...
changeling changes into a woman and gets
Yeah.
pregnant, what happens
Yeah,
if they
they're
change
already
back into a man?
pregnant. Yeah.
So while
baby
they're
born,
pregnant,
just
or
out the penis,
Yeah, with the baby in the
Yeah.
belly.
so
Yeah.
I didn't know this
with
one.
the baby in the belly, basically it would the rest would shift, but the uterus and everything else would not. So that would stay the like physical same, because
Uh-huh.
like the body itself,
Jesus.
unless it was super conscious, like the body couldn't just like absorb the biomass into itself. So it would have to like stay there, or if it, I suppose, if a changeling was really determined enough and like sick enough in the head, they could figure out a way to do it. It would just be sad, and there would be no reason to do it.
How does the baby come out?
The dick.
The vagina would stay too. It wouldn't
Oh.
like disappear.
The butt.
It's a butt baby.
You're like a human male seahorse.
I'm going to bed. I'm ending stream on the